Two people set out to change something about their lives. One writes down a massive, inspiring goal, the kind you'd post somewhere for accountability. The other does something almost embarrassingly small, just tracks whether today was slightly better than yesterday. Nothing more dramatic than that. 6 months later, one of them is still going, and the other quietly stopped somewhere around week 3. It's usually not the one with the bigger goal. The common belief is that bigger goals are more motivating. A huge, meaningful target should pull you forward harder than a small, modest one, simply because it matters more. If motivation is fading partway through, the instinct is almost always to dream bigger. Raise the stakes, make the goal even more inspiring, not smaller and more mundane. But two very different research traditions, studying two very different kinds of people in two very different settings, both landed on the opposite lever, actually being the one that works. In 2011, organizational psychologists Teresa Amabile and Stephen Kramer analyzed roughly 12,000 daily diary entries collected from people doing real, meaningful work across a range of industries. The single strongest predictor of a good day measured by mood, motivation, and how creatively people described thinking that day wasn't recognition from a boss, or a bonus, or even the overall size or prestige of the project. It was whether the person felt they'd made visible progress, even a genuinely small amount, that specific day. They called it the progress principle. And of everything they measured, it predicted inner work life more reliably than anything else in the data. Even setbacks that were clearly outside anyone's control hurt inner work life less than a day with zero forward motion at all, which suggests the brain cares less about outcomes than it does about the simple sensation of moving. A completely separate line of research found the exact same pull from a totally different direction. In 2006, marketing researchers Rand Kivitz, Oleg Urminsky, and Yu-Huang Zhang studied real coffee loyalty cards in an actual field experiment, not a lab. People bought coffee faster and more often as they got visibly closer to earning a free reward. The closer the finish line looked, the harder people pushed. And when researchers secretly gave some customers a head start, a few stamps already filled in before they'd bought anything, those customers accelerated even faster than everyone else, despite needing the exact same number of remaining purchases to finish. The effect held up even when customers were told plainly that the head start was random and had nothing to do with anything they'd actually done. The visible sense of already being partway there mattered more than whether it was earned. It's called the goal grading effect, and it shows up reliably in gyms, online courses, and loyalty programs alike, wherever progress can be made visible. Here's a real complication worth knowing, and it cuts the other way. Visible progress can sometimes work too well. A 2005 study on what researchers call goal licensing found that once people feel they've made enough progress toward a goal, they can ease off temporarily, treating the progress itself as a kind of permission slip to coast for a while. Small wins genuinely motivate, but they aren't a permanent guarantee against slacking off once the tracker starts to look impressive. The safest way around it, according to the same body of research, is tracking effort or consistency rather than a single cumulative number that can start to feel finished before the goal actually is. If visible progress is genuinely what sustains motivation more reliably than the size or meaning of the goal itself, then a big important goal without any visible trail of small wins behind it is basically invisible to the part of your brain responsible for keeping you going day after day. The goal itself doesn't need to shrink at all. What actually needs to exist alongside it is proof, sitting right in front of you, that today specifically counted for something. This is also part of why New Year's resolutions built around an outcome, lose the weight, save the money, tend to fizzle by February, while ones built around a visible daily habit tend to survive months longer. Whatever you're currently working toward, build one visible marker of daily progress, a check mark, a streak, a single line on a page, whatever's simplest for you to actually keep up. It won't feel like much on any single day, and that's exactly the point of it. It's not there to impress you. It's there to be seen by the part of you that needs proof more than it needs inspiration. That's one more piece of being human decoded.